Hello everyone on this lovely fall day. This is Amy from Skinner Farms. Today we're going to be making another soup. I don't know if this is the first soup you'll see or the second soup you'll see. But what we're making today is creamy tortellini soup. It is a very delicious soup. It's got, you can do different kinds of tortellini in it. I'm using cheese tortellini today. You can make your own tortellini, or you can do like what I did, and I got the frozen kind, which I've let it's thawing out. It's got lots of good ingredients. It's got spinach, heavy whipping cream, celery, sausage, carrots. We actually got a new toy for our kitchen yesterday. It's the second one we've had. We've misplaced the first one, and we don't know what's happened to it. It's MIA. But we are going to, first off, we're going to start cooking the sausage. This is sausage from like our local grocery store. We save the good stuff for like sausage patties that we make ourselves. This is really good stuff too. This is my favorite other than what we get off our farm. But what we're gonna do,
the sausage we get at Babs, they get their same mix from Rice's where we get ours butchered at.
Okay, so this is local.
The same, it's just
not ours, but it's local.
Same seasoning.
And so what you're going to do with this is you're going to brown this sausage. You want to get it, you don't have to get it like super diced up. You can have some bigger pieces. But what you're going to do is you're going to take a slotted spoon after you get it cooked down. And you'll see me have a paper plate with a paper towel on it. And it wants you to get all the grease off of it that you possibly can. So you're going to scoop it out with a slotted spoon, let it drain a little bit, and then put it onto the paper plate. And then you're actually, even after it sits and drips down into the paper towel, then you're going to press it, take another paper towel before you add it to the soup mixture. And you'll see that, and I'll put all the comments, the directions, and the recipe in the comments, right?
Description.
In the description. I'll get it one of these days, guys, I promise. So,
they leave the comments,
you leave comments.
We read them.
We'll get it. I'll get this together, I promise. So, it calls for onion. We're going to use minced onion. We're going to use some chives like we did in our other recipe. I am going to use onion powder too. And then we have garlic cloves that we're going to press and use those after we get this cooked. So right now I'm going to start cooking the sausage and we'll be back. Okay, so while our sausage is cooking, I'm going to take these garlic cloves and I'm going to put this in my handy dandy little Pampered Chef press. And just do that. And I'm going to use my little tool, push down the sides, clean off the front because that's what it does. See, like that. And then I'm going to put another one in. Woo! Pull it back out. Garlic, I love. You can never have, I don't, in my opinion, too much garlic.
Just keeps the vampires away.
Sure. Go around and scrape all this stuff off. Woo! Don't want to lose that. I'm not going to lie, this is really the first time that I've used this press. But I bought it for this purpose. My friend Shannon sells this stuff, and I love everything. Well,
I was just thinking, did you stick that up in the bottom of it the other way?
Well, directions. Who needs directions? Well, maybe. He's a genius, ladies and gentlemen. He's a genius.
You thought I was just in a pretty face.
That's... Okay. And we're going to scrape that out. So now we have our 4 cloves of garlic. Can you zoom in on that yummy goodness? And this is what we'll be doing next after we get our sausage cooked. We'll be back. So we're going to kind of play around with this a little bit. Where this is our mandolin, and my dog's trying to talk to me. And so I'm going to probably cut my knuckles off.
You said thing.
Oh, I thought he was trying to get me to look at the dog. Okay, well, I don't know that it'll really hold it in place.
Push it on there.
So we're going to... Honey, I don't... Sometimes he's... I don't know if this might be... So we're cutting up the carrots to about, maybe they need to be just a little thicker than this. I'm shooting carrots everywhere. Yeah, I'm not all comfortable about that. I'm thinking we may just have to... Okay. You got, as far as you got to put it in, you can't hit that wire. I think it's made for like onions, tomatoes. Yeah. So we'll try my favorite knife. Huh?
I don't know about this thing.
No, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine better with... Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I think this will be fine, but I think it'll be fine with, like, cucumbers, onions, tomatoes, peppers.
Vegetables.
So what we're going to do, we're going to get out my favorite knife that I bought him. I probably should have bought... Hold on, am I holding it right?
This is how I like to hold it.
Oh.
And this is just for everyone, not just for...
That's what I was doing.
Just watch it, because it'll get you. You can't be fast with it. But if I like to rock it in that way. Clear as mud.
Huh?
Clear as mud.
Yeah. The foil's coming up with the knife. So we had this is something that we do. We work smarter instead of harder. We cover foil with things until we're done, and then we can use it again and it's still a clean surface. Well, it's all fair and good until you get foil in your carrots. Okay. He's a rocker. I'm not. Maybe someday we'll be. But today is not the day. So I don't like I really am not a fan of cooked carrots. Like, if some people like them cooked with like brown sugar glaze or whatever it is. I don't even know what you cook carrots in because I don't like it and I don't do it.
Roasting taters.
Yeah, that's about it. Sometimes I'll even put a few carrots around a meatloaf. I've done that before in the past. So you want these about, I'll try to see. I'm being pretty consistent with about this thickness. That way.
No, it's gone.
Huh?
It's gone.
Oh, about that thickness. If that's about, maybe it's just a hair thicker than what you get when you buy canned carrots at the store. But I want them to be able to cook. I don't want to have to worry about them turning into carrot mush while I'm doing other things. I hear my sausage cooking, and I'm going to check on it in a few, and we'll be back. Ready? Okay, so now we're doing celery. Now, there again, I like celery. I like celery cold with peanut butter. I'm not a super fan of having it in my soup. So, like I said in our last video, we got these handy dandy kitchen shears at the at-home store, and they are just like a beast. They just go right through it. Now, I don't want these super big, but I don't want them where they just turn into goo. So, about like this. Maybe a little bit bigger than what you'd put in a dressing.
Salad.
No, I don't eat celery in salad. I put in dressing, like, you know, like Thanksgiving dressing.
Oh. You're on again.
No, what? Okay. So, what we're doing, our sausages is just at the final stages of it cooking down. And what we're going to do is, ooh, that's a little bit bigger piece. I'm just going to cut that in half. What we're going to do, I'm going to get this cut up. And then I'm going to start draining the grease off the sausage, how it's called for. And then we'll start doing the other part of the mixture. I will say, though, we're doing this for like a small group study. And we're cooking ahead because I want to go take a Nazarene nap. So, to get that done, I have to do all this prep work, which is absolutely fine. But the spinach, I'm not putting in until probably about a half hour before everybody comes. I'm going to keep it simmering, keep it warm until then. But about a half hour before they come, I'll put the baby spinach in, and it'll be perfection. So we've got all the celery cut up, the carrots chopped up, and we're going to set this aside, and we're going to go drain our grease. Okay. So the sausage is cooked. I've been chopping it with this chopper. If you don't have one of these, Pampered Chef, I love. And I know you can probably get it at about any store. But I like these because some of them, if you cook hot, like if you're a hot cooker, it doesn't waver or melt or anything. It withstands the heat. So these are a lifesaver because they chop it up real fine. You can still have some big pieces. It doesn't turn it into dust, but it's really good. We'll be back. Okay, so I've got a slotted spoon. I got my paper towel. I'm doing a paper plate just because I've got enough dishes to wash already. And I'm trying to let it just drip. Now, usually, like this, when we don't have our own sausage or hamburger and stuff, this is like, if I don't have my own sausage to use, I use this to make like my biscuits and gravy stuff. And typically, like with the stuff that we get from when we butcher our pig, is that we don't have, there's not enough grease in it. Now this has got a little bit more than it usually does, but it's one good thing that I do like about the stores. It's not just a complete greasy mess. And I'm using a pretty good slotted spoon. I mean, there is some, but it's not horrible. And I'm just going to keep doing this until it drips a couple times, and then I'll pour it on the plate. And then as soon as I get this all done, we'll start working on the garlic and the minced onions. Okay, so our hamburger is drained. And what I'm going to do is I've got the minced onion. And I'm going to let that simmer and push pause because I forgot. Okay, so we've got our onions going. Now I'm going to put this in here. Our onion mixture and our celery. And I'm going to cook this for 5 minutes. And I'm going to stir it so nothing gets yucky. Or at this time, we're going to go ahead and add our Italian seasoning mixture. Now, I made my own. I used rosemary, oregano, sage, marjoram, basil, thyme. I think there's one more than that. Oh, onion powder and garlic powder. So, I'm just going to sprinkle the seasoning over top of it part of the way. I'm going to leave part of it out. So, when I put in my flour mixture, we'll add more seasoning then. And I'm cooking these in the grease left over from the sausage. Is that called the rendering?
You render it out.
I render it out. Okay, I'm trying to be all the MacGyver of the kitchen, but it's not making sense now. But anyways, so you just keep cooking this. The one thing you have to remember with this is a cast iron enamel covered. It gets really hot and it stays really hot. So it's really good to cook in. You just have to watch it because it gets hotter than a regular skillet. So you just want to make sure you don't have anything sticking. For the last 3 minutes, I'm going to cover it and let it do its thing. And I'll probably check on it periodically. And we'll be back. So this is almost done. We're going to go ahead and add our garlic. And then we're going to stir this. Once our timer goes off, we're going to stir it for 2 more minutes. So you can see, if you want to, the garlic in there. Can you see it? There's the handy dandy timer. We're going to set it again for 2 minutes and stir this yummy goodness in. Now, some people like celery in it, some people don't. Last time I didn't make it with, but I thought I really should have because I like celery. So I just don't usually eat it cooked except for in dressing. So we're going to try it. So we'll let you know if this is a huge fail or not. So what we're going to do is, our next thing that we're doing is we're going to whisk in some of the flour. And then we'll be adding our chicken broth. The chicken broth that you need is 5 cups. And then we're going to let that simmer after we do that for about 6 minutes. And then we'll pat the sausage down, add it in slowly after we add in our flour mixture, our broth, and then when we're done, we'll add the heavy whipping cream. Okay, I added a little bit more of the minced onion. I like onion in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add in the flour mixture, which is what's going to make the roux, where it kind of thickens it up and gives it that yummy, yummy goodness. So if you notice we've got some stuff sitting here on the counter. Our first video, or one of the videos we did, I don't know which one you'll see first, is the cheesy bacon loaded potato soup. And then Josh didn't record because he's made it before, a pot of chili, which smells yummy, yummy, yummy. And then we have this, and then we're making the creamy tortellini. Now, one of our other friends is making ham and beans and cornbread. So we'll have a good old time with it. So now I'm gonna start putting in the broth. I don't know if you've noticed this cell. It says, is it De Laval?
De Laval.
De Laval. Every farmer must sell cream, and that
It's been signed right there. You can see that. I'm gonna shake you a little bit. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I was talking to the people.
And that is it. That we've had that since, well, we've been married. I don't know if you had it before we got married. Your grandpa painted that. Huh?
In 1915.
Yeah, 1915. And so that will forever be hanging in our kitchen, minus the cobwebs, hopefully someday.
You didn't know anybody done that?
Huh?
You didn't know anybody painted that?
No, I did. I just always get confused if it's your great grandpa Or your grandpa?
It was my grandpa.
Your great-grandpa's name was what?
Homer.
Homer? I was going to say Huggy.
No, it's my uncle.
Okay, see? I can't keep them straight. I try, but I always call them by their own name.
I don't need to Google because my wife knows everything. Except for that part.
Okay, so we're going to let this simmer for a little bit and we'll be back. That's what it looks like right now. Here, I'll show you some of the good parts. Okay, so I want you to get all the grease off that you can. So I put another paper plate and a fresh paper towel. I'm going to flip this over and take this off. And look at all that grease. And then I'm going to mash this again and we're going to get ready to add this back into our mixture. So I'm going to get another paper towel.
Want some gloves?
Huh?
You want some gloves?
No, I'm good. And see, I'm just pushing that down. And that's got a fresh paper towel on the bottom too. And there we go. Oh, my dog will be happy. That's fine. This is all clean. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put this into the soup. So I'm just going to try not to burn the stuffings out of myself. So that's in there. And now it calls for 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Maybe a little bit more.
I didn't see her face.
Huh?
You couldn't see her face.
Well, doggy clean up on aisle 4. And then we're going to add the tortellini. So, these are the little tortellinis. I got the tri-colored ones. I like this. It's pretty and fallish. And now we're just going to turn this down really low. And I'm going to add the last bitsy bits of our Italian seasoning. Put that in. And then our salt. And our pepper. And we will be back for the taste test. Okay, so now everything's been cooking, simmering, cooking all together. If you want to come in and look at this yummy goodness. Oh, you can just smell it. You can't smell it, but it's really good. Look at that. Creamy tortellini. Now, the final thing that we've got to do is add your fresh baby spinach. So you just put it in there. All the little bits of it. And you just stir it in. And it'll cook down. I'm going to cover it. I had the heat turned back up, but now I'm going to turn it off. Well, I actually already did. And I'm just going to cover this pot, and this Dutch oven will just cook it down. And then we'll be back for the taste test. And we are done. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. See how that is just perfectly cooked down. Not too much, not too little. It is perfection. See if I can get Mr. Skinner Farms here a bite. We don't burn out his stuff. You're going to have to set it back up and come over here and taste it. I've tasted.
You have to come right here and see if I'm going to show it.
Okay. Every time we say if you did in the shot, I think it was 2 stupid brothers that are. Am I in the shot? Am I in the shot? Okay. Yep, you're good. Blow. It's hot.
Like you've been simmering for like 3 hours now.
Yeah. Is it good? Yay!
Fat boy approved.
So thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, ring that notification bell, get subscribed, like the video, give us feedback. Thanks for watching. We'd like to thank our service women and men for keeping Old Glory flying high on the farm out there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.